y'all doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. It's actually Halloween, but you know, I'm not doing anything. There's no children trick-or-treating this year because of COVID, so we can forget about that. I just filmed a video, that's why I'm all snazzy and dressed up, because I'm not going anywhere. And this cute little outfit I'm wearing because I need to ask my man for something. I need to look good, okay? Listen, I'm at home, so I'm wearing this outfit from Opali. I was supposed to do a haul with it months ago, but like I said, because of the fact that I'm moving over my fashion styles from just trying to be a little bit more modest, a lot more, I don't know, still working on me. The fact that we're doing a little bit of a switch up, I wasn't comfortable doing that haul, and they were so sweet and they understood, and I was really grateful for that. So it's election week next week, and this is a really big time for our country. I'm not necessarily happy with my choices and candidates for my own reasons, but I was watching an interview with Kanye West, and he was on someone's podcast, I think Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about how he's running for president, and the things that he was talking about were interesting. It was an interesting podcast, and I do not have any negative things to say about Kanye West, so that's not what this is about. I'm actually really proud of him, because as he was speaking about running and the things that he was thinking of doing, it just really convicted and hit me that we live in a country in America that is so messed up. Not to say other countries aren't, but this is supposed to be the free world and anything kind of goes here, right? And because of that, we've had a lot of problems, more than I can even count. It would be nice to have a president that was God-fearing. It would be nice to have a president that had the Holy Spirit and was able to be led by the Spirit and that sort of thing. But Kanye West, as you know, has gone through his ups and downs in his spiritual journey, just like we all do. And I thought it was very brave of him to be on camera, being bold in his love for God, being bold in the Holy Spirit, being bold and being able to say that I need guidance from God and that I don't have all the answers to things. Although some things he should have had an answer to. I don't have all the answers, but I will always consult the Lord. And it just would be so great to live in a country where our leaders were consulting the Lord, and that we were able to have days of prayer or days of revival just to make sure that the country is working the way God wants it to work. It would be so powerful if we could have a day of prayer. If everyone could be on the same page, I mean, we would move mountains and so many things would change. And it also got me thinking about public versus private schools. I went to a public school. I don't have anything against public schools. In terms of my college education, I went to public and private Christian schools. So I kind of did get to see the difference. But my thoughts on sending my children to private school has definitely changed since rededicating myself, because I do think it's important for children to be in an environment that they're being fed by God, and that the people running the school are running it under another authority and not just their own like ways of doing things. To me, it's integral that there's prayer in school. The fact that they took God out of school is heartbreaking, and we've seen lots and lots of evidence as to what happened after doing that. So when you have a choice as a parent, it's something to think about. Now, those schools are very expensive too, so that's usually what stops people from going down that route, is the cost. And that's something that I believe if you really needed it and wanted it, I know God would make a way. He'd make a provision for you to be able to do it. But that, of course, depends on your own prayer life, your own faith, your own lifestyle, right? I've always had the thought that if you live in like a really upscale, that's not the word. If you live in an area that is more affluent, the public schools and the private schools probably rival one another just in terms of the quality of education. So I'm not really talking necessarily on my end about the educational piece. I believe, yeah, you can probably get the same quality of education if your kids are going to school in Beverly Hills, right? or in Bel Air. However, when it comes to the religious piece, the God piece, that's a whole nother story. And you know, parents do whatever they can. Take the kids to vacation Bible school, or make sure they're in Sunday school, make sure they're getting fed in other ways. But the values and the ethics and the things behind the spirits of the people teaching and that kind of thing, it's important to me now. So I don't know, let me know what you think. I am curious. So in the name of modesty and trying to revamp my looks, this is actually a really cute dress. It's one of those like silky, was putting a sweater over it, and it gave it this new look. It's like a whole nother outfit now. It's a V-neck, but I pushed the shoulder down because, you know, I gotta have some pizzazz. And I have it like, you know, a little crooked to the side. I feel like it gives me a casual, cute look. What do you think? Would you wear this? Hi, my loves. I'm a little tired. A lot tired. I only slept for an hour and a half last night. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. I'm not tired. I should be really tired. I'm just a little bit lethargic. I'm actually gonna make a meal that came in the mail. Have you ever had one of those meal services that delivers you food? I got one from an ad that they asked me to do on my podcast, and I thought that they were gonna actually bring like plates of food that was already cooked. But what they do is they bring you like the groceries, and they give you 3 different meals and then you cook it, which is actually kind of cool. It saves you a trip from going to the grocery store. You get to prepare it your way, because I think with me, the one thing I'd probably struggle with is the seasoning and like just knowing what I'm eating. So this way you are preparing it. So it's a little bit more work, but it's all right. So that's what I'm doing right now. I was supposed to get help from you know who, but someone is interested in cooking. So these are the 3 meals that came in the box, and it's called EveryPlate. I don't eat pork, so that's gonna be out for me. So either we'll do the smothered and stuffed meatloaf. I've never actually had meatloaf before, so this should be interesting. I don't think I'm gonna make that. I think we're stuck with this. I think we're gonna have to do the saucy chicken and pepper stir fry. And it's nice. I'll show you the box of groceries that they give you. They give you every single thing that you need. They tell you exactly what they sent you, so you can look on the box for it. This is what you have to have. And oh, if you wanna try it, you can go ahead and use this code. And on the back, they have exactly what they want you to do. In case you didn't know how to cook, it teaches you. And I think that's a good thing. I think every woman should know how to cook. Whether or not you choose to cook is up to you, but at least knowing how, especially for those of you who grew up in households where you weren't explicitly taught how to cook, it's good for you to learn somehow at some point. I actually woke up at 2 in the morning yesterday. God has been waking me up very, very early these days, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to pray for people. Has that ever happened with you ladies? I feel like this is a new thing for me. As I started growing in my spiritual journey, God started waking me up really early to pray. And it's actually the most amazing thing in the world. I mean, I value my sleep. I love sleeping, and I believe that it is somewhat of like a sacrifice in my end, because God knows that that's like my weakness, is sleep. And I just think that that's a time where he wants me away from everyone else and present with him. And actually, I'll talk to you about fasting later on. We'll talk about that, because that's actually a really big deal for me. It's something I just started doing in my life, and it's so powerful. There's so many things that I just wish I would have done a long time ago that I've known to do. I just didn't know why people were doing it. I feel like people don't ever give you like the real, you know what I'm saying? So this is the rice they give you. They want to make sure you are not eating too much, girls. Look at how much rice. I need both of these for one meal. And then they give you some spices. I don't know what all this stuff is, but I'm happy that they give you some spices. And this is the box I was telling you about. So when you get it delivered to you, you get this full box of like potatoes and carrots and peppers and onions. you get like actual grocery items, and all of these items are going to be what makes all of those dishes. So that's actually really cool, just having fresh food and being able to cook from scratch. I like the idea of that. Now I know some of you would prefer to like go to the grocery store yourself and pick out things. Like I would not like this. Nah, bruh. No thank you. As a matter of fact, I just went to the grocery store and look at my bell pepper. Do you see the difference? So I will be using my bell pepper instead. But it's nice that they give you a full box of like actual groceries, and then they give you meat. So for this meal, I've had it thawing out, but you have chicken breast strips, so they give you 2 because it's for 2 meals. So that's really good. And then ew, is it leaking? So what do you say? Would you rather go to the grocery store yourself and pick out your own food? Would you rather get the meal plates where everything is already done and prepared and sealed and you just warm it up? Or do you like this style where you get to make it from scratch? I think it's a cute date night thing. These are the ingredients: some Thai sauce, some ponzu, garlic, pepper, scallions, cornstarch, I don't know what that's for. And they've actually said to use the ginger and boil it in water and then use that water for the rice to make it like a ginger rice. I thought, oh, see, I'm getting ideas now. Someone's loving his food. Good morning, my loves. It is election day. I'm one of those people that waits until the actual election day to go in and cast my ballot. Most people now are just doing the mail-in, but I like to be more traditional and go in on the day of and stand in line. Yes, go through the whole process. This election is definitely a lot more concerning for people, simply because we're dealing with a president who has been very controversial. A lot has happened since he's been in office, and just not knowing if we're gonna have more of it, and even not really knowing if the other candidate is going to bring about real change or if it's also gonna be kind of a mess. A lot of people are really shooken up, but one thing that has been consistent amongst like the sermons and the podcasts I've been listening to is that pastors are adamantly saying that it's not about who's in office. If you belong to the kingdom of God, you know that your father, your Abba, your provider is not based on what goes on in this world. Regardless, you will always be provided for. And this morning I was reading the story of Elijah, and when he like ran off into the wilderness and the raven was bringing him food, that was God supernaturally providing for him, like a bird bringing you food. You know, and even when the angel brought him bread, it was a supernatural way of being provided for, and God will do that. It's the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. God has not changed, and he will provide for you in ways that you could never imagine. So you don't have to be anxious and worried and scared of all the things going on politically. When you know that you belong to a different country, you have a father who takes care of you no matter what, whether it's safety, whether it's provisions for food and shelter, jobs, all of it has to have that faith rooted in you know who, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I'm getting ready for work. This is my hairstyle today. I'm wearing my hair in a little bun, and then I have my hair out on the side. Good morning, loves. So I voted and I went into the polls, and they have like these huge iPad looking things now, which was really cool. And it was a really nice experience because there wasn't that many people there. So many people did the mail-in. And so now we are just waiting for now we're just waiting for the results. And everyone's kind of in a frenzy because it's very dramatic this year in terms of the counting of the votes and all the things that the president is doing. So I'm just praying that everyone is calm and that there's not a lot of anxiety, because we're already seeing like all these different stir-ups happening. So we shall see, but I'm not going to get involved in all of the shenanigans. Today I have my hair in, can y'all see it? I have it in a flexi rod set. It didn't come out all that great. I had wanted to actually do a hair update video, but because of the way it came out, I didn't think it was the best time to do one. I better make sure that I get out of the car and don't just drive off. Do you remember that vlog I did years ago where I had like my pump in the car and I told you I just took off and the pump came out? That was the craziest thing ever. I was so distracted. But anyway, I wanted to quickly just talk about some of the things that I see that sometimes really irk my soul, especially here on YouTube and on Instagram, in terms of Christians and the things that they share. I think one thing that's turned me off in the past to many Christians, not all, is not even just a judgmental attitude, but the way in which they deliver their messages. So I've come across lots of YouTube videos where people are talking about Christ and talking about different topics. But in the videos, the women are so aggressive and demeaning. When I'm watching it, I feel bad. I feel attacked. I feel hurt. And I understand that sometimes it's just a passion behind whatever they're saying. They're just so taken over by the passion and by the spirit. Sometimes I think that it comes off that way. But you know, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, because I believe that if you are really plugged into Christ and you love God, you love his word, you love his messages, you embrace it, you live it, and you have the kingdom of God inside of you, I do not believe you will behave that way. God is love. It's not that God has love. God literally is love fully. So if you are immersed in God's word, then you will inevitably display love in the way that you speak to people, in the way that you think of people. And I'll go on Instagram and I'll see these posts where people are having their stance, Christians are having their stance on certain things, and almost 99% of the time I fully agree with what they're saying. But when you see what people will put in the comments, maybe people who don't agree, maybe people who don't understand, there is a high level of understanding that one needs to have to be able to understand some of these things. And I know that because even me being a Christian, I didn't understand a lot of things until way later. So people are just kind of, you know, throwing their opinion. They're being very respectful. But the person who posted the post is being so nasty, calling them stupid, saying like all of these horrible things. And this is a consistent thing. These pages I'm talking about, it is consistent almost under every post. If someone disagrees, if someone states their opinion, they attack them in such a vicious way that my soul is just like, there is something very disturbing about this. And if I was someone who really wanted to get to know God and was trying to kind of understand things because I'm curious or I'm trying to be moved in that direction, these people would have me going the opposite way. It is not a representation of what Christianity is, in what kingdom citizenship is, in what loving God is. God is love. If you read the Bible and you read about Jesus and the way that he dealt with people, you will see there was always love behind it. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't vicious. None of that, because that's how you lose people. I'm very careful about videos that I watch. If the person starts speaking in the video and they're yelling, or they're just way too intense. If I'm on an Instagram page and the people behind the page are demeaning people and calling them names and being rude, I'm out of there. The message that you have to say, it is not that important. I can get it from someone else. You have to protect yourself, and you have to understand that just because people say that they're one thing, it doesn't mean that that's how God sees them. And when you read the Bible, you will see that God tells us that you will be surprised who isn't and who is in heaven, because it may not be the people you think. It may not be people who say that they proclaim to be a certain thing. God sees the heart, and that behavior is a reflection of what's inside. You have to be fully transformed by God's love, and that to me is not a full transformation if it's not being displayed in your everyday attitude. So I just wanted to let you know, for those of you who are kind of, you know, just kind of curious, or kind of like, you know, I kind of want to get into this, but then you come across these people who are yelling at you or who are mean, I'm so sorry. That is not a representation of what God's love looks like, and there is no excuse for that. But be careful about who you watch so you don't get discouraged. And it's okay if you only watch one person or two people. You don't have to get opinions from 5 different people on the same topic. Everything you need is in the Bible, but in everything, no matter who you're listening to, no matter how they present, how much they look like they know, how well they speak, you have to always pray about it and just ask God if this is the person you should be watching and you should be listening to. The information that you receive, it does matter. How you receive it matters, and the spirit behind the person matters. I don't want you ever to get discouraged because you're listening to someone who's condemning you or who's hurting you with their words or the way that they speak. I'll show you my outfit of the day, but I have on like this shirt I got from Express a long time ago, and I have on these green pants. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all later. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm headed to a photo shoot this morning, and you can guess whether or not I'm running late. What do you think? Do you think I'm running late? You think I'm on time? I'll let you be the judge of that. But it's a beautiful day. It's actually Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all of my veterans. If any of you served for us in this country, thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I'm headed down, and hopefully it'll be a great shoot. We're in the studio. This is my outfit. I don't know, Kim's back there. And changing into my second look. We just finished shooting this first look, and it came out really nice. Makeup came out good. A little rush, but alright, so we are ready for look number 2. Finished up look 2. The look came out really good. Such a fun shoot. I wore like a pantsuit outfit, and at first I was just gonna wear like the suit top and not put on any pants, or just wear like sweats. I'm happy that I put the pants on. Just showed up in the picture. That was great. Downtown LA is like a jungle. I'm telling you, it's a jungle. When you're down here, you have to like in your car looking for a spot. I'm so happy I found a spot in the street because I didn't want to have to pay all kinds of money for parking. And thank God, like just as someone was pulling out, I saw it from the corner of my eye because it's packed out here today, and I got a spot. So thank you, Jesus. I felt so thankful to get a spot. And it's a holiday, so parking is free. But yeah, the shoot went well. Okay, this guy wants my spot. Let me go ahead and, he's like, if you go sit up here and talk in your car when people need spots, we'll go ahead and leave. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Hey. Hey loves, I'm back from the shoot and now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling tired. But it was a good shoot. He was kind of like, what are you doing? Because both of my outfits were pink, as you noticed. And he was like, come on, 2 pink outfits. You can switch it up a little bit. And I thought that too. I knew he was going to say something and he did. So next time I'm going to have to switch it up a little bit. I went ahead and picked up some tea. It's like lemon green tea. It's so good. So good. I actually got coffee too because I love Starbucks, especially during the holiday season. Starbucks and I are like this, but this stuff gets me hype. Caffeine, I had to slow down because at a certain time, me and caffeine, it was just too much. Like working out, especially, and drinking like pre-workouts, which I don't like because pre-workouts make my heart beat fast and it's just too much. But there was a time where I was taking it because I know someone asked about my weight loss and like how I managed to stay fit and stuff with a busy schedule. When I first started wanting to lose weight, I was not able to run or just do physical activity. Like I wasn't here for it. And I needed something to get me going. And my intern at the time, he told me about pre-workouts. He actually gave me some of his just to try it out. And when I tell you that day, I ran like a zebra was chasing me. A lion was chasing me. Okay, I ran crazy fast. And I was like, whoa, is this what people are doing? Is this what people are doing? And they're not telling us? So I got into this whole pre-workout thing and I was taking a bunch, and although I don't take it now, it did help me a lot in terms of getting started on my fitness journey. It helped me just to get used to being in the gym, working out, going through the motions. And then once my mind caught up and it became a habit and a routine, then when I didn't take it, yeah, I could feel a difference, of course, but it becomes like a mental thing. So I knew I could do it. And so I didn't really need it as much. And then I started taking coffee, which was better. But let me tell you, between like the pre-workout, coffee, and green tea, especially the matcha kind, whew, when I talk about energy, it gives me the best natural energy where I don't feel like my heart's racing. I don't feel like I'm gonna get a headache. I don't feel hyper, but I feel hype. And I do have matcha that I drink like in the mornings, the hot one. But when I get it brewed like in a drink, so good. But I have to be careful because there was one time where I drank this green tea. Let me tell you, I went off on someone. I went off. I was so hype and I was upset about something and I was having a conversation. But because I was so hyped from the green tea, when I had that conversation, I was on 2000 and it was too much. I went too hard on them just because my energy levels were just way too high. So I have to be careful with that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, so the shoot was really good. Kem is the best. So I wanted to go back and kind of backtrack. At the beginning of the vlog, I told you that my heart was really heavy that day. And I was just really down because sadly for us, one of my clients, one of my teenagers passed away. But it was due to an illness that he's had for a while now, and it just overcame him, and it was his time. God called him back home. I did feel a lot better once I talked to his mom, and she told me that he had said that he wanted to be like Peter Pan and he never wanted to grow up. He never wanted to be an adult because adults have too many problems, which we do. And so she was just happy that he got his wish in that sense. And he was just the brightest light. He was the spiciest kid I've ever met. I enjoyed every single moment with him. And I know he's in heaven. So I'm just really honored to have ever gotten a chance to be with him, and just reminded me about how life is just so unpredictable. We have to just do our best every single day to impact the people that we're with, touch everyone's lives, and live life out to the fullest, because not everyone has like what you even have, which is just basic body parts and being able to move around and do whatever you feel like doing today. Some people are bedridden. Some people are children. They're not even adults yet. They haven't even lived. They never got to go to prom, never got to go on a date, never got to travel the world. They're just sick. And that hurts. But knowing that I'm using my life, I'm using the time God gave me to impact other people and to ensure that whoever I come into contact with has a good experience with me, that's what lets me know that I'm not wasting my time and wasting my precious gift of time. I also wanted to share a book that I'm reading with you. I have read it before. If you watched my March into Faith, I believe 2017, I went through this book and I'm doing it again. And it's because I really want to make sure that I'm mastering all of the parts of me that I just really want to fine tune. And everyone has like their thing. Like, you know what your thing is. Everyone has it. The thing that you have to work at because it may be part of your personality, but it goes a little too far and it becomes a problem. So whatever that is for you, hopefully you're working on it and not just saying, this is who I am. You just got to accept me as I am, because no. The book I'm talking about is from Deborah Smith Pegues, and it's called 30 Days to Taming Your Tongue. I really enjoyed this book the first time I read it because it's short and it's a 30-day thing. So it's like every single day I could work at something different involving my mouth, my tongue. I will also tell you this, whatever it is that is probably an issue for you is probably a gift as well. You just have to learn how to fine tune it. And the enemy, a lot of times, will use that same area to try to mess you up with it because he knows how powerful it is, whatever it is for you. And, you know, for me, I used to have a real big problem with my mouth when I was younger. It's gotten, thank God, so much better over the years. But still, there was a time where certain things I would still say, okay, like, I'm okay with doing this. And then other things I did not even realize were a problem. So this book helped me a lot with that. So every day I just read one thing. I'll just tell you a couple of the chapter names so you can see what I'm talking about. So it talks about the lying tongue, the flattering tongue, the manipulating tongue, the hasty tongue, the divisive tongue, the argumentative tongue, the boasting tongue, the self-depreciating tongue, the slandering tongue, the gossiping tongue, the meddling tongue, the betraying tongue, the belittling tongue, the cynical tongue, the know-it-all tongue, the harsh tongue, the tactless tongue, the intimidating tongue, the rude tongue. There's more, but you get the point. Lots and lots of different things that you can do with your mouth that can become a problem. And again, some things I didn't even realize, like, ooh, shouldn't be doing that, because I just thought it was just part of my personality. And certain things you just have to put limits on. So what used to get me in a lot of trouble was the hasty tongue, either thinking I already knew what someone was going to say, so I just wanted to finish it for them, or I thought I knew what they meant, so I just answered the question that they weren't really asking me. Or I try to make like a funny joke and it was inappropriate, because my mind moves really fast. So I used to have a hard time with people who move really slow. And I'm like, what are you trying to say? Just say it, you know? So I try to guess, and sometimes I was wrong. So the hastiness had to slow down. Also, the flattering tongue, because I love to give people life. I like to put life into other people. That's really important to me, especially, I would say ever since I can remember, even being a little kid. There was a boy when we were younger who had eczema on his arms, and kids would make fun of him all the time. They were so mean to him. And I always found myself drawn to the people that other people were mean to. The kids that were bullied, I always found myself very drawn to those kids, because I knew that if I started talking to them, that other people would be like, oh, well, if Michelle's talking to them, then they must be all right. And then other people will start talking to them. And it was a pattern I noticed. So I made sure that if I saw someone who was being bullied or being left out, my heart would want nothing more than to empower and uplift that person. And what ended up happening sometimes, a lot of stuff has happened from that. But what happened sometimes was that I would compliment them or flatter them in order to make them feel better, which maybe it wasn't true. Maybe I was stretching it a little bit just to kind of boost them up. And that's something I had to be careful of so it didn't become just like a habit. There was also a time where it was hard for me to accept compliments without giving a compliment back. Because again, that's just how God designed me. I see the good in people first. So if someone says something nice about me, I immediately want to recognize whatever it is about them that's nice. So I had to work on that too. But I talked about this in the past when I first went through this book in 2017. I talked about how with the flattering tongue specifically, when people use it to kind of get their way, to get through on things, and oh, you're so intelligent, just because you know if you say that person might like you and then you might get the job. That kind of stuff you have to really watch out for in terms of flattery, thinking that you can sway things with your words, because then you're not relying on God to be able to do it. Now, although I didn't do it with my tongue, I would do that in other ways. And I stopped doing that because I really wanted to see, okay, if I don't do that, will God still open that door for me? If I don't do it on my own, right? If I don't try to figure it out and manipulate the situation, and He does. And it's nice to know that, you're accepted for who you are versus what you're doing. It feels a lot better. One time when I said it got me into trouble, not trouble, but it's made me lose friends. I'll tell you that. It's made me lose friends in terms of seeing the best in people, because naturally people like to make fun of people, mock people, and I don't like that. So if it's my friend who's doing that about someone else and I call them out on it, I've had to walk away from friendships because of that, because they were just like taken aback by me saying that they shouldn't do that it was wrong. Anyway, this is a book I'm reading right now along with my Bible reading. I like to always have something I'm reading with the Bible. And I have so many books to get through. It's ridiculous. If you're reading a book right now, drop a comment. Let me know what you're reading, whatever it is. I'm curious. And if you love books and you love reading, the two people I watch on YouTube that review books, well, there's three, but there's two that I watch the most. One of them is Brown Girl Reading. I'll link her below. The other is Comfy Cozy Up. I'll link her. And then The Storyscape. But I love their videos. I love their reviews. Comfy Cozy Ups are super cozy because she does like reading vlogs where she'll like cook something and she'll like take a walk in the park and kind of go through her whole week and then be talking about a book like as she's reading it throughout the whole week, and it's so cute. I love it. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wind down. As you can probably see, this caffeine is no joke. I'm gonna go ahead and try to wind down and get some work done, but just want to check in. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. See you later. That's good. That's real good. How y'all doing this morning? I hope you guys are all doing fab. I'm just waking up. I'm gonna do a little skincare mask and roll into my morning, do a little devotion, and then get the day going. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll put this headband over my hairline so that way it doesn't mess with my wig. All right, so before I start my mask, I'll spritz my face. This is from One Love Organics. It's the Botanical Moisture Mist. I really enjoy using this. It makes my face feel so soft and it smells like rose. And the spritz, the way it comes out is really nice. So the mask I'm using this morning is from Dermalogica. It's the Hydro Mask Exfoliant. So it is a mask, but it has these like exfoliating beads. They're really big and they burst into like water. I love it. It makes my face really, really soft. And it has this little soft cushion at the top, and you're supposed to use it to massage it into your skin in circular motion. So I thought that was kind of neat. So this is the mask. It's hard to squeeze though. I don't know why. Why is this so hard to come out? All right, well, that's a gripe I'm gonna have to take up with the company, and then you just rub it on. I normally probably wouldn't use this, but for the sake of the video, I will. And I guess this is what punctures it so that the mask stays on your face. And I actually like using a lip oil while I mask. Usually I'll exfoliate my lips. I did this morning already with this lip scrub, and it's not my favorite. It's just all I have. I don't necessarily recommend it. But I put the lip scrub on just because after you use a lot of like liquid lipsticks and that sort of thing, and just in general, your lips need to be exfoliated. You need to exfoliate your lips. Not every day. I guess it depends on your needs, but I will add a lip oil. This is from True Moringa, and it's a colored lip oil. I love these lip oils because they give you pigment. It's not a lipstick, so it's nourishing my lips. But I like to use it like if I have to hop on a Zoom call. I don't feel like actually getting dressed. If I'm filming a video like this and I just want a little something on my lip. It's nice. It gives you the pigment and it has beautiful properties that are actually nourishing your lips. I don't think I'm gonna repurchase this mask after I'm having all this difficulty with getting it out. But yeah, I'm just gonna mask it up a little bit. Masking is one of my favorite things to do. I just like knowing that I'm taking care of my skin. And I do notice a difference when I don't mask. I notice a difference with my face. There's certain parts of my skin that once I see, this is why I use that. There's certain parts of my face I notice when I'm not taking very good care of my skin, certain skin issues pop back up. So it lets me know, girl, you better get back on it. Better get back on it. Okay. That's about good. I'm gonna go ahead and just let it sit on my face. This mask doesn't take that long, which is also a plus. Sometimes you don't have time for a whole masquerade. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it on for a little bit. Oh, this is only for 3 to 5 minutes. Wow, short mask. So yeah, leave it on for a few minutes and then I'm gonna rinse my face off. Now, just while we're here, I might as well just tell you. In terms of how I cleanse my face, I start with my Tatcha. This is a rice wash and it's a really moisturizing and thick cream cleanser. It's my favorite cleanser right now. It's great for the wintertime or the fall because it's so moisturizing, and when you put it on your face, it just feels luxurious. It feels like silk. And then in terms of like pulling all of the things out of my skin, all the impurities in terms of like exfoliation, I try to exfoliate maybe 4 times a week, 4 out of 7 days. And sometimes I'll use a physical, sometimes I'll use a chemical. The physical exfoliant I'm using right now is from Mutki. It's a 2-in-1 resurfacing exfoliant. I like this exfoliant because it's an exfoliant and a face wash like mixed into one. So some of the exfoliants just feel like you're putting a bunch of sugar on your face and scrubbing all your skin off. And then other exfoliants are just not abrasive enough, I guess you could say. I like this one because it's right in the middle, and I want to pour some out for you, but so do you see? First of all, the green is just, oh, I love it. But inside it has these tiny, 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 tiny exfoliating beads. And then when you put it on your face, it actually turns into like a foam. So I really enjoy this one. Has a very natural kind of scent. I could do without it, but it's nice. It's nice. I got it in one of my Beauty Heroes boxes and feeling it. In terms of an exfoliant that's a chemical exfoliant, right now what I've really been loving is a Kate Somerville Exfoliate. This is supposed to be a once a week or so exfoliant. I really enjoy this. It's pretty intense, especially the first time you use it. It's like, whoa, your face is gonna slightly burn a little bit probably if you're not used to chemical exfoliants. But I really enjoy this. It pulls everything out, but it goes a little deeper than the physical would, and it makes my skin just look really radiant and soft and clean. I got this in a BoxyCharm box and I was really impressed. And I have a bunch of masks. We won't even get into that. But in terms of after I'm done, I'll use my moisture mist on my face. It serves as a moisture mist and a toner. And then something I've been loving that came in my Beauty Heroes box is this brand called Biofill. Never heard of it, but really love these products. So the first one is called the Biofill Root Bionic Refining Essence. It's a radiance boosting treatment that's supposed to refine, brighten, and revitalize your skin. So I'll just kind of put that on my face as the essence, and then I'll add the oil that it came with, and it's a BioShroom Rejuvenating Serum that's supposed to hydrate your skin and protect it. My face has gotten a lot brighter and just more plump since I've used these two products together. They have this sort of like sciencey look to it. And I'll use other serums. It's not the only thing I use. I'll use like hyaluronic acid. I'll use vitamin C. I use different things on different days. And then in terms of a lotion or a moisturizer, I love my Tatcha. This is the Dewy Skin Cream. It has a spatula here at the top. The cream is almost gone, but it's a beautiful purple color. Now, I really don't want to talk about this because I'm gonna get upset. But I will say that Joshua thought that this was a body cream. I don't normally have any attachments to personal items, but when I tell you there was a fire that came out of my soul when I saw him using this as a body cream. When it's a face cream, you're only supposed to use the tiniest bit, and he's scooping it out and applying it on his arms. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get upset. And in terms of an eye cream, I love this Tatcha eye cream. It's the Luminous Deep Hydration Firming Eye Serum. Before using this, I've been using eye oils and they've been pretty good, but this has been phenomenal for me in terms of moisturizing my under eye area, it looking really nice under makeup. The actual like tip of it, you can see, allows you to squeeze it out and then actually apply it, like rub it in. And it feels cool, and I don't know, I just really enjoy this. Lastly, I'll use the Tatcha Kasu Lip Mask. It's a thick lip mask that I use as a lip gloss. You can use it like after you exfoliate your lips and apply it. It feels so nice on your lips. It moisturizes deeply. For those of you who don't wear lipstick and just like lip gloss, it can be worn as a lip gloss. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off this mask so you can see what my face looks like once it's all rinsed off. And here we are. Face looks nice and fresh, feels fresh.